Where's the remote? Found it.
Turn off the lights.
All right.
Did you grab the drinks?
Yeah, I got them.
Okay, I'm making the popcorn.
It's starting. Come on.
All right. Okay, I'm here. Hit the button. Hi, I'm Jill.
And I'm Gianna.
And welcome to the We Watch It All podcast,
where we watch it all and give you our opinions.
AKA the opinions no one ever asked for.
All right. Well, we're doing season 9 of The Real Housewives of OC, and I did my.
And is it getting good? These seasons are
I'd
the
say
seasons.
this is the peak season.
These are the crazies. Yeah.
I did my notes a little differently.
Yeah, I see. Interesting color coding. Show it with fall colors, I think.
No, they're just the colors.
No, that looks like fall colors. That's okay.
Well, down here they're fall colors because that's just through the carrots. So instead, because sometimes I feel like we'll be talking about Vicky, and because your notes are not organized the same way, you jut off, and then we get confused, and then we start talking about something else. So now.
Oh my god, she's gonna yell at me. I'm sorry. Okay. And start.
I don't even know if they can hear it, but I can hear the mouth sounds, and it was just
I heard it. No,
personally.
I was literally getting something out of my tooth, and I like saw your face, and I'm like, and I heard it at the same time. I heard like, and I went, oh no, no.
No, so I figured now if I feel like we're talking about, let's just say Vicky, I know Vicky, okay, she's in the highlighted, her sentences are highlighted.
So you'll be able to jump
so
around
I can
to the
just
color
jump
coding.
around to what's going on.
Oh, well, that's interesting for you. Good.
Yeah, I don't know, I just feel like this needs to be done like this. Sorry,
Okay.
I'm wiping tears out of my eyes. So yeah.
I had a little tear in my eye, too. Twinning. Anyway, move on.
Oh, God. I feel like I'm getting whiplash or something. So we'll tell you about who the wives are.
Yeah.
We'll tell the storyline, and then, the comments, now we can just jump around, I guess. Or so I say.
Yeah, I have mine similar to that. I mean, obviously I have them grouped by the wife, and then I have events, just because I feel like sometimes...
I was doing that, but now I just feel like it's easier to be like, look at the color. Pick the color, you know?
No, I hear you.
Because there are some things that somebody says that kind of, like maybe if we're talking about Vicky and it's something with... that I might have deemed it more of a Tamara comment about Vicky, and then it falls,
Yeah, I
so
think we're going way too deep in this.
Yeah. All right, so the housewives are this season Shannon, Vicky, Heather, Tamara, and Lizzie. So Vicky's storyline, I guess we'll run down the storylines, and then maybe we'll give our comments. Yeah. Or should we? Okay.
Or yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's tough because don't they? I mean, they run through a gamut of storylines.
I tried to put Vicky's was Brianna having the baby and her moving away.
Yeah, kind of.
That's kind of the overall.
That's her main one, I would say.
Yeah. Heather was kind of building the house.
Yeah, of course.
Tamara was wanting a baby with Eddie and gaslighting everybody, I said.
Oh, yeah. She was really on fire.
Shannon, which she's married to David and has 3 girls. Her is basically her and David's relationship on the edge of divorce, but pulling through and also being holistic.
Yeah, I put that holistic. I mean, she's beyond holistic.
And then there's Lizzie, who I wrote is married to a guy because I didn't get his name. And
Chris.
And she has 2 kids. And her storyline is being smarter than society might believe she is and wanting another baby.
I didn't think she had really a storyline.
Yeah, but her storyline wasn't like Heather's storyline, where that one season we said Heather really had not much going on, but it was still like Heather was still interesting, where she was just kind of like, she was there.
Yeah, I don't think but I feel like as a new girl, they don't really...
You don't get a storyline.
Yeah,
your storyline is being the new girl.
Unless you come in with something phenomenal, like next season, Megan. She comes in with... I don't mean she has a storyline. It's just that something in her storyline ties into a main storyline. So she can keep getting dragged into it in a certain way. Where like these girls are kind of like, when you're a new girl, it's like you're just kind of establishing your family, getting to know everybody. I mean, I want to say that Shannon was one of the only ones that came on the scene new and was right in the thick of like, how do you say that? This and that. Like, right in the thick of all the fights. I don't know how she did that.
I think Lizzie was trying to be, but I think Shannon, dominated, I think just the fights. Like, she came in, she knew what she was
so kooky. Come on.
I know that's what I'm saying. So I think she overshined her, where I think Lizzie could have had potential to be a pretty good housewife, but I think just Shannon, overshined her, so she was just kind of like, all right,
I think it helped that Vicky took a liking to her, too.
Yeah, that is a big thing.
Vicky doesn't like you, she makes it really hard, and you saw already that Lizzie was gonna be the one that she was
walked
gonna be
in
like,
the
what's your
van.
friend, Lizzie? Is he busy? Does he do that?
Which, speaking of that, here's my thing. Vicky lost her mind over basically being like, oh, your name's Lizzie, Izzy, yeah, like that. Your name is Vicky, short for Victoria, and obviously hers is short for Elizabeth. So you lost your mind over nothing.
Yeah, I don't get that one.
I was
either.
like, that one got me. I was like, okay.
So some of the main events, we could run through that too, just real quick, just to list them. That they had, this was the trip to Hawaii with Heather, Vicky, and Tamara. Shannon hosted a party at her house for all the girls and their husbands, which was comical. Talk amongst yourselves. Vicky hosted a fake Thanksgiving. Or I guess she was trying to do like a Friendsgiving, but didn't know what that was called.
Yeah.
And they had the hoedown at the DeBros groundbreaking ceremony for Heather. There was a Christmas party at Shannon's again where she yelled at Heather. Vicky and Brooks, they went to Puerto Vallarta, and Shannon and David joined them after. Lizzie had a party at her beach house. That was probably the best one ever, and she had nothing to do with it. It was just because of how Shannon, Tamara, Heather, Terry, you name it, flipped out like crazy people.
Literally everybody got involved in fights. Really, everybody got, like, nobody held back.
I don't know if I'm missing anything, but then I know Vicky had... then there was the trip to Bali.
Yeah.
That Heather and Tamara decided to do. And then Vicky, coming back, had a Bali-inspired party that erupted in fights and all like that. Which, I don't want to sound like lazy or make her sound lazy, but like, come on now, Vicky. She had a Bali-inspired party. And in season 10, you'll see she uses another trip as a inspired party, like to replicate another one.
Even though last season in 8, she did Winter Wonderland after coming from Canada.
Like, what the hell is that? Is that your theme there? I mean, which I guess it's interesting, but
I guess it's like to relive the highlights of the trip.
I don't know. I mean, it's to keep the trip going. I guess it's interesting, but. So, we said 3 of the 6 housewives returned. Tamara, Heather, and Vicky. And who brought in Lizzie again?
Tamara?
Heather?
No.
I don't remember who brought in Lizzie.
Yeah, no, because Heather brought in Shannon because I made a note that saying, once again, somebody got brought in via, like, realtor-y stuff in houses. Because her and Heather were going to live in the same neighborhood. I think it might have been...
Yeah, they brought her there to show her the house.
That's how they got Shannon.
So Heather brought Shannon, and
I don't
Lizzie, it definitely wasn't Tamara now that I'm thinking about it, because Tamara brought... Because... Are you cleaning his feet or your own feet?
Her feet.
Okay.
She's cleaning her own feet.
Because Tamara said, oh, we live in the same area of Ladera or whatever, wherever they live. So it definitely wasn't her. But then... Who is left? Vicky? No, because...
It can't be Vicky.
Oh, no, it was definitely her new friends, because she said, introduce me to your new friends, Tamara.
Yeah.
And it was Lizzie and... But I don't remember how she got in there. Isn't that horrible?
Actually, it was through Tamara, but it was through that part, the ugly sweater party they went to for that girl, Danielle. So Tamara's friend Danielle brought Lizzie in.
Yes. That's how it happened, yes. That's how Lizzie got on. Because I knew it was Tamara somehow, but I just didn't know exactly. Which is so funny because this girl, Danielle, she was like a friend of this season, but she literally got to do all the perks that a normal housewife would do. So, should we go in deeper on...
Yeah, who do you want? Well, I guess we'll just go down. We'll go down with Vicky.
Okay.
First off, right off the bat, another baby, Brianna. Really? Seriously? See, now we just were watching... one of the reunions, and they said that it's Brianna, or was it Brianna or Brianna? It's Brianna, right? That's Brianna. Because I can't remember, because I'm like, I hear one person call it one way, and then the other person call it another way, so I'm like, I can't remember who was what, or how you were supposed to say it now, so. Yeah, but really, another kid.
Pregnant, and now they're going to move to Oklahoma, because that's where he's going to be stationed, Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
And she doesn't seem that upset to me, to be honest with you. I think at first she thought this was going to be some kind of fresh start until she actually got out there and realized there's nothing in Oklahoma. When you're from places like the East Coast, West Coast, where there's everything possible at your fingertips, like, you can't move to those kind of places and think you're going to just be fine.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I know the houses are cheaper and stuff like that, but, I mean, like she said, it made her and the husband's relationship stronger.
But when you're in, like, a tornado place, especially, like,
That's,
obviously, then there's definitely not going to be a lot of stuff around you because no store is going to want to build there in a path of a tornado zone. No.
So which is probably why the houses that they bought, they said, were
destroyed. So they got
that's built. Where the land is coming
from.
But,
like, here's the thing, too. I'm sure the Army probably does put them out there because it's cheaper. It's easier for people to afford.
Well, I think no, I think they're able to pick their own house, but...
no, I know, I'm just... I don't know. There
must be some kind of station there or something that is the reason he said... And Vicky's divorce was finally final. She finally was divorced.
Which, speaking of that, we can move on to one of my important points on Vicky here. Now, this could go for any season at all on Housewives. But she made a comment herself, her and Brooks, when they went down to Mexico. Mm-hmm. She said, the last 2 husbands I brought here, we got divorced. Or I'm not with them anymore. Yeah, Vicky, just stop bringing men to Mexico because here's Brooks. Now we know because
we've watched ahead.
Ultimate Girls Trip.
Oh, well, yeah.
Ultimate Girls Trip is where I know it from. That she said the other guy that she was just with most recently is
living in her
house in Mexico and won't leave basically. So
this is and then I made you realize that was the house they're talking about.
Absolutely foolish. Don't ever go to Mexico with a man again, Vicky.
And we also know we've watched ahead to season 10, so we all know where she ends up. But
everybody knows what goes on with Brooks.
Obviously we know she's not with him, but she does end up. She's still at odds with Brianna over Brooks.
Yeah,
and she does end up getting back together with him. But she seemed like a counselor to help her deal with like the whole scenario of like.
Yeah, not being able to bring
it was very weird. Not being able to bring Brooks into the house or see him or around anything.
Well, she's there because they wanted to have her come back and visit or something.
Yeah.
So it was like, it made a big.
Well, he doesn't move in yet or anything. Yet. What is she doing?
What is Sissy doing?
Yeah, the counselor was weird. Yeah. That whole counselor thing was weird because I just didn't really understand like what she was seeing him for. No. How to talk to her daughter about it, or
but he didn't help. And, like, then when they had her come out...
She made it sound like she was still seeing him in season 10.
I don't know. He was a little kooky.
I don't know. Yeah. But that was kind of what her whole story was, too, was that it was just about her, like, deciding if she's going to be with Brooks or is she not going to be with Brooks and what are they going to do. And I think he was, like, seeing other people at the same time.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. It was, like, it was crazy.
It was just well, it was still on that thing where they were doing in season 8.
Yeah.
Where it was kind of like, she was like, I'm not really with him, but I'm with him, but I'm not really with him, which clearly we just know means really
hot. So who do you have next?
We can go on to Heather. I only have one thing for Heather.
Okay, I have a lot for Heather. Oh no, I don't. That was other things. Okay.
For Heather, I've noticed now, especially, this is what stood out to me. She wants sake wherever she goes. Because she went to go, it was the meeting before with Shannon, I think, before the Bali trip to, like, see if she wants to go. And she's like, oh, let's get some sake. And I think she's sitting with Tamara, and Tamara's like, no, I don't want to. And then Vicky comes up, and she's like, you want to get hot sake? And Vicky's like, yeah, like, she is desperate for this sake. Which I've noticed now, later on, Tamara herself is now drinking this sake. That it's like it's such a big thing with them. This.
Yeah. Well.
I don't know. It was like weirdly like I've noticed her mention this before, but I noticed it because like what was so weird to me was like Tamara said, "Oh no, I don't want any," and she was just like, "Yeah, then I'm not gonna get some." I guess in her head, which was weird. And then Vicky came and finally gave her into her sake needs, so she was like, "Sure." I don't know. I just thought it was weird. Like, why can't you just order it on your own?
I don't know. Maybe you have to order it in a...
Like a 2-person thing or something?
I think it comes in like a little picture thing. I don't really know, but I know she's having problems with Vicky and Tamara after the Hawaii trip because it's like the season of she's a know-it-all.
Definitely trying to make Heather the villain.
Oh, without a doubt.
After the Hawaii thing, too, when they were in Hawaii, Tamara was like, oh, Heather isn't the same level as fun as me and Vicky, but I thought the Hawaii trip with them was, like, funny, like, in a chaotic way. Like, obviously it wasn't funny to them, but I was like, no, this is actually kind of really funny because it's just, like, it's, like, they're loose that it's,
Heather is on a different level than them. She definitely is. There's no doubt about it. However, she does try to blend. She does try to do things. Yeah. Some things she's just on a different level. When you can, like, next season when she's really going into depths of the house, you will, like, when you hear the prices she's spending, what is she doing?
What are you doing, Sissy?
When you hear the prices that she's spending on, like, cabinets and stuff, like, you're like, you're in the next league. You're not in their league. Like,
no, you're not doing what they're like a small down payment on a home.
Yeah, it's like, that's what they were saying. It's like ridiculous. I knew that was coming.
She's got to go in the window now, Sissy. Oh, wait, Sissy. By the time she came back and sat down, Sissy's already out of the window and on to the next thing. Man. They're literal children. I don't even remember who we were talking about.
We were talking about Heather. So Heather, she's definitely going to be the villain this season because they're making her sound like she's a know-it-all. She corrects people.
Which she did last season, but nobody was paying attention that much.
No, it's just her way. And I think they don't understand some of the stuff that she says. Like, when they were talking about the chilling of the wine, I genuinely think she thought they were having a funny little banter conversation.
Like, I think she thought they would be interested in if she told them, like, the facts. Like, you know, like how, like, there's just people that...
They were talking about chilling wine, and I think she just thought it would be funny to look up the actual facts and be like, because the way she says it, it's like she sounds like she's rattling off some.
She has like she's very deadpan about the way. Yeah,
it's like I think she was trying to be
being funny.
Yeah, I think she thought she was being funny, and they're like, oh no, she thinks she knows it all. She's got to tell us the exact temperature. No, but that's, I think, her like kind of weird humor is like she thinks it's funny. I don't know, but I think she got a raw deal this season, even though she didn't really let them.
No.
Go where they thought they were going to go with her. So kudos to her. But she has a big hoedown groundbreaking party to do the groundbreaking where they stick the shovel in the ground, but then really the backhoe cuts, goes to town there. Yeah. But this is where you can start to see Heather and Shannon's big... That's where now their thing comes, because it's eventually everybody. Everybody's just against Heather, basically.
Yeah.
And this one is where you see Heather and Shannon having a problem, because it was wrong, because Shannon, I think she said Vicky called her, maybe. But I think Shannon walked in with Vicky or something like that, and she tried to say that she was the only one that got reprimanded or said something. But it's like... Excuse me? Oh, yeah, I wrote that this hoedown is what starts it with her being late. And then it goes into the Christmas party where they start screaming and yelling. And then Shannon's email from the husband and them spreading it and all, which I really like with them is, like, now when you watch it, like, you know certain things. Like, when you see them in the next episode and they discuss certain things, like, you realize that her and Tamara actually kept her secret. Like, they all knew about David.
Yeah, well, actually... We didn't find that out until we just finished the season 10 reunion.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Kind of like
it's neat when you know what's going on ahead of time because you can see certain things. And
what is she doing? Okay. Why is she doing that?
Because she's hungry and she's a tiny little pickle puss. Oh, also, my favorite line was when she says, "I think we should get a dog, Heather." Yeah. And Terry's like,
I haven't seen those dogs. I didn't see them in season 10. Didn't see those dogs.
No, I think they do still have them.
Okay.
And she says, no, they still have them because they have, if you look at those pictures that I sent you in the penthouse, they have the gate, and it was in the back of the pictures. You could see it because that was the penthouse.
I didn't.
Yeah, they still had
I didn't look at them that detailed.
No, I don't know what made me look behind them, but you could see a dog pen.
Yeah. Well, you should know. You watched the new season.
I think they are there. Yeah, I think they're there.
Okay. Well, I was just saying, I don't remember seeing, like, it was like a big hot topic for like 2 episodes and then nothing again. Dropped it.
But I loved when she said, I would love to, we've talked about getting a rescue dog, and I would love to do that, but we need a hypoallergenic dog, and da-da-da-da. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he says, he says, what, we'll make a nice guilt-free donation, or guilt-free donation or something like that.
Yeah, well, when she's saying that, she's like, well, I was thinking maybe we could donate to the shelter or something.
Which is exactly what you're doing. You're just trying to assuage your guilt. Yeah. But, like, so be it. I mean, just do what you got to do.
Let's go on to Tamara, everybody.
Thank you, Boo Bear.
Thanks, Cooper.
So Tamara and Vicky, they start off the season with going to visit Heather, who is in Hawaii 5-0, I believe. Yeah. And she's doing some kind of like, and I watched Hawaii 5-0. I don't remember her scene, but maybe.
Well, she wasn't like anybody. She was like victim number one.
Yeah, probably. I know, but I would have thought I would. I don't know. Well, I'm sure she was there and I missed it. Like I said, this was where you could see the problem starting with them as well. This is the season also where Tamara turns ugly and two-faced.
Yeah, like one of those ones where you can't defend her because it's like
so bad. She's so.
I think they just must hear what they want to hear. Some of these ladies, because like they were saying what the other person said, but you're not saying it like 100%. So like my thing is like, are you purposely saying it wrong, or did you hear it the way you wanted to hear it because you were so upset? Yeah, she's playing with a little piece. She's playing with like a 1-inch square of paper. Sissy. I know.
No, but she was really bad. Like, she was really bad this season, like, where she, said she wasn't going to say things, and she ended up saying them. It comes to a head where you can see that she flat out has to admit some of it. It's like, it is the way it is. She and Eddie decide that they want to try to figure out if they want a baby. Apparently, I guess he said he wanted one in the beginning.
First time.
Now he's saying
when
no.
they first got together, yes. Yeah. And then now it's like no. But my favorite thing is they get a little baby from like one of those doll companies.
So funny, the Robo Baby.
But my thing is they call the lady, and the way it's like they call the lady, and she's like, so how did the past week go? The way the show was edited, it looked like they had it for like at least almost a month or more. Like they looked like they edited it and they had it for a long time, but it was like only like a week. But they were like, oh, that's what it must be like to have a kid. It's like forever.
Well, they didn't show them with the baby a lot, but then like when it came time to like go back or something, they were saying how Tamara did more, and they like showed a lot more like where she was getting up with the baby or whatever, and like doing. Because they're probably like, well, it doesn't really fit, or it's just not interesting enough. I guess it was just weird, but
nobody wants to hear a crying kid.
Yeah, and her real child Ryan is working at Cut Fitness with her. Yeah. He has a beard that's just, I hate those beards, but God bless him. I feel like they're food catchers. They're just like, oh my God. Yeah, I don't like them.
Slander in the beard community.
I'm not a fan of that beard. They're also celebrating their 1-year anniversary of Cut Fitness, which is hard to believe, but yeah, I guess, that's where they're at.
Do you have anything else to say?
Oh, no, this was also the season where Ryan decides that he's going to bring some girl home and introduce him as his girlfriend and tell he's going to move to North California. Yeah. And she's got 3 daughters. They met on Instagram.
She has a gun in her purse.
She has a gun in her purse, my friends.
She must be from Australia.
Must be, because they know how to
they know how to use their guns.
And she whips out a picture or starts talking about a place to get married, and all of a sudden everybody's like, wait a minute.
Didn't you just say you weren't getting married?
Are you getting married? And now magically they have a date, they have a place. They know
my favorite though what they're doing. Is like Tamara's sitting there like, you can't do this to me, you can't do this to me, you can't do this.
She was really wild.
But the thing is, so while they were there, they had, they also had the grandmother there.
Yeah.
Tamara's mom. And the grandmother, while Tamara's sitting there, you can't do this to me, how could you do this to me? And he hadn't said the date yet, just that they knew a place where they wanted to have it. And the grandmother's sitting there going, you got to tell me the date, because I got to take off for work. You got to tell me the date, otherwise I can't take off for work and I won't be able to be there.
I didn't even hear all that. She was telling me that after I didn't hear it.
I noticed it because it was like through Tamara's subs, you could hear, you got to say the date, Ryan. I got to take off for work, otherwise I'm not going to make it. And I was like, that is so funny. Because I'm like, if Tamara was put together, I could so see her doing that kind of stuff. Like, it's kind of like, a lot of these ladies are exact copies of their mothers. Some of them. For the most part.
Yeah, what is this? She was a little, what? What is what?
I don't know.
Oh. All right, who's next? Shannon we did? No, we didn't really touch Shannon.
No, we didn't do Shannon. For me, Shannon, season 1, or I guess season 1 for her, she does not look like the Shannon that I've always known. I think it's like, I don't know, maybe it's the crystals in her teeth or something, because it was always her mouth that I was looking at that looked weird to me. But in the next season, 10, she looked more like the Shannon that I know.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. She looked very young.
She looked very different.
She looked very young in the first season, and then it was like she aged a lot. And I think it was probably the whole affair, stress, split, working on themselves thing. I think she gained weight, lost weight, gained weight. I think she really messed herself up.
Absolutely kooky, and I love it.
Yeah, she's really kooky. So they got 3 girls, twins, and their oldest, Sophia. So the twins are Stella and Adeline. She's got some interesting names too. Well, she does. They're like very unique, older, like lady.
Adult names.
Yeah, adult names. Her husband is David.
Yeah.
He's odd.
My one comment about him, why does he always look so nervous, like someone's following him?
I think it's because he's on pins and needles around her.
Yeah, he just looks like
I think he's afraid.
I think someone's toting behind him with a gun pointed at his back constantly.
I think he's afraid of what she's going to do or what she's going to say.
And now it makes sense because here's the thing. So she said, now seeing season 10, that the affair started right
the second day after shooting. That's insane.
I wonder if he either did that to cut. I wonder if he started having an affair with somebody. Like, wonder if he was like talking to somebody, and then he like figured, oh, the show will distract her. Like maybe he didn't know much about the show.
Maybe he
wasn't that what Camille Grammer did too?
Yeah.
Like what they were saying.
I mean, it could be where he thought it would take her away from him, so he wouldn't have to be like
there more. I think.
Yeah.
But yeah,
because she made it her storyline.
Well, yeah, and it just he always looked so scared and worried. So I figured, I know they aren't together now, but I didn't know how they weren't together.
Yeah.
So I was like, I feel like it has to be cheating because that's just the typical OC, at least housewife one. And so I was like, he must. I mean, maybe that's why he looks so worried and guilty all the time that he's cheating. But I feel like, come on, girl, that would have been such a sign. Look at him. He looks so guilty all the time. Like he's on the verge of crapping his pants always. Or like he did just crap his pants. He looks so scared.
But you can, I mean, within that first dinner party, like you can already, of the one where she invites everybody over, that first, like very first thing, you can already see them like having an issue.
Yeah.
And like, they're just awkward around each other, and they're like saying things that I don't know. It just, she's bossing him around. She's telling him, "Where's this? Why do you do?" And it's the way she says it that is not good, because there's no way you're spinning that. It's just not nice. So I'm not surprised.
I think it might be like the way she speaks to him is more coming from like a sense of like she's just probably put up with the way he acts for so long that it's like annoying to her. But I also think it's just her humor. She's got weird humor that I think a lot of people don't get her humor. And I think she's hilarious, but I think like in the moment people don't pick up on it, and I think he doesn't get it at all because there was something.
I don't think he cares about her. So when you don't care about somebody, you just don't care about what they're doing.
She had said in another season that we were watching, where she was like, "Oh," and he was like, "No, you can't do that." Like, and he didn't get that she was saying like a joke. So either he's not fully paying attention to what she's saying.
Yeah. 100%. Well, even on this season that we just started watching.
I think that's the one that we just started
watching, where she made a comment about, "Oh, I've been she's
cooking all day." That's what I'm thinking.
I made pot roast, and she's like, "Well, I've been cooking all day," and he's like, "Wait, doesn't it go in a pot by itself?" She's like, "Yeah, I was trying to make a joke." Like she was trying to make
she makes those kind of jokes, and he just does not get them at all. Like it's just right over his head.
It definitely does. He's not there.
He's so worried about the crap in his pants.
But he sent her an email that says that he needs to leave the house because he doesn't feel happy, and I don't think he is happy. And I think he's been trying to get himself happy and trying to figure it out. And I think he tried to leave her several times, and it's just not gonna work.
I think that's probably why he admitted to the affair, because I think he was probably like
hoping she'd leave.
She'll leave, but instead she's like, "Let's go on a couples retreat."
Yeah, no, she won't do it. She'll never leave.
Yeah.
I mean, she does, but it's a forced march for sure for her to get out of there. And the holistic stuff. I mean, come on.
She's even worse than who?
Then who? What are we doing?
This piece of hair that just fell in, like Clark Kent curl, just fell down on my face. No, who was the one that had the hollow paper? Was that Peggy?
The hollow paper?
Yeah, the hologram papers that she was shoving on her body or stuff. The lady said, "Keep in your bra." I think it was Peggy who was a little holistic too. No?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I think it was Peggy. It was the one who had the mother who came by. I think it was Peggy.
I don't know.
It's hard to remember because they're so boring. Maybe it wasn't Quinn. No, Quinn was Quinn was dating
her. It was long-haired girl. What's her name? That had the mother that was crazy.
No, that's Lydia. No.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway.
I think it was Peggy, but she's worse than Peggy holistic-wise.
I remember. She's very into it, though. She has, like, all the medicines lined up. Like, they don't take any medicine over the counter. If you looked,
I think it was when they were going to Bali. If you look, she opens a closet. Or maybe it was when the daughter was going away.
Loads.
No.
When the daughter was going away, she took out
shelf of them.
When Zora was going away, she took out a whole bunch to put like in the little respective baggies or whatever.
Yeah, for whatever she may need.
But she's crazy. She does the holistic medicine, food. She does setting up like clothing and stuff like for shoots. And where'd I go?
You seems like you knew what you were talking about.
I always do, but I don't.
Where'd I go? I don't. Do you want me to? You know what's so crazy? We're sitting. Oh, sorry. I just want to
Get off me. I'm getting tired.
I was just gonna say. You know what's so crazy? We're sitting here, and I saw you do the. And the eyes were rolling back a little bit into the head, and I was like, no, maybe she's just making that face because she looked normal and she was still with me here. But she's not here with me.
No, not at all. And she's loose cannon and showing all her crazy.
No. I think what happened was you combined Lizzie about the swimsuits. I think you might have combined them into one. Maybe?
I think you're helping me, but I didn't.
You want to hear what you
Sure,
we'll
go with that. No, I know what I said. There's something about fashion.
We'll be right back.
But I think what I was thinking. I think what I was thinking about was that Vicky brought her into her office to go around and feng shui it.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
That's where I think I was. Is fashion. Those words are interchangeable.
Well, they want to put a picture of Vicky in every room.
Well, except for Michael's room.
That poor guy that they said they came to the desk and they're like, yeah, we need to hang a picture of Vicky.
I'd love to see in those offices now to see if she ever actually did it. Oh, look at Cooper.
I want to be him.
1 second.
I think it already does.
Are you done? Let's just go to Lizzie.
Sure.
Sure. So I only have one comment on Lizzie. She's boring, and I don't care about her story because I don't want to hear her damn children scream. They didn't stop screaming, those kids.
Well, they weren't on there that much, though.
When they were,
she's the new girl married to Chris and has two.
Oh, look, you had his name.
Yeah, has two little boys under the age of 4. Sterling and Sebastian are making those names up, or were those somebody else's kids?
Nobody else's kid that I know.
Kid. I don't know.
I couldn't tell you their names.
I don't know.
Like I said, didn't care.
We'll see if those are true.
No offense.
But she is a swimsuit designer for Sun Kitten.
Swim Kitten? Swimsuit Kitten?
Something Sun Swim Kitten. She's also a former beauty queen.
Yeah.
She does stir up a lot of trouble, I have to say.
But I think if she get shown by Shannon again, that hair's falling on my face, I think she would have probably lasted a little bit more.
Oh, she definitely just let her mouth run free. She at one point she went nutsy. I mean, she was mad on her birthday because nobody showed up. But
then she heard Vicky coming in the van, which I can't believe they cut that out.
After all of that, I think she just felt like it's a free for all, and anything and everything she repeated to everybody, her and that girl Danielle, and they just. I feel like they kind of like
they got it. They knew what they were doing.
She said there's about an ounce of truth, and everything else is twisted or exaggerated, which I think it was. Yeah, I do think so too. I think it kind of was, but I didn't really find a storyline for her. No, her biggest thing was obviously.
I forgot about the swimsuits because they were like her storylines would pick up here and there. She started with the family, then she jumped to the swimsuits, jumped to the beauty pageant, jumped back to the swimsuits, then she wanted a baby, and then she did a little bit of swimsuits, and then it was just stirring up trouble, and it was just kind of here and there. Her storylines were not how am I trying to say it? They didn't flow into it. It happened that Tamara's was I want a baby too.
Yeah, she was kind of piecemealed in there.
Flowed into okay, we're not gonna have it, but it flowed into the Ryan.
Someone else's kind of. Yeah. Her biggest thing obviously was the beach party that she had in her beach house, because that was just crazy town.
Huge.
Take the bros down.
Yeah.
What are you looking at me like that for?
Yeah. Take the bros down.
I really just honestly with some of those things, I was really trying to think of who do I really believe on some of these things?
Yeah, I didn't 100%
I really wasn't
anybody.
sure who to believe. I wasn't really sure. I could see Tamara saying that. It makes me nervous when more than one person says that she told them something like that. Vicky was she told me that too. That's when I get a little that's a little.
One too many people.
Yeah, it's a little too much, and I'm like.
Because here's the thing too. I think it's I don't know if I think she's. The issue is if you're gonna make up a lie, let's say Tamara said she lied about the DeBros, Tara saying or taking down the DeBros or what? No, the DeBros or the.
Yeah, it was DeBros.
Who said the DeBros? But Terry's not gonna take down himself.
No, he said he was gonna take down. I'm sorry, he said he was gonna take down Shannon and David.
Yes.
The Bedores.
So, the Bedores. The Boers, whatever the hell. It's got the door in it somewhere. No, let's just say he said that, right? The issue is she is not cohesive enough with her story. She does not tell the same lie to the same person correctly. Like, if that's your lie, you have to know what you said and stuck with it. But I think it's the like thing where people are like, when you start lying and you keep making up lies, now you're losing track of what lie you said to who and where and this. And I think she just I think she was trying to pot stir this season. And I think she lost control because she also, now we know in season 10, had so much personal stuff going on in her life that she was trying to do her personal life off camera.
Yeah.
Wanted to see if she could have a whole family with Eddie. Then the son's moving away with a random woman having a baby.
Well, yeah, and all the while she was in that custody battle.
And then she also now has the other women fighting. So it's like, I think she was trying to do 100 things, and I think she just lost control of it.
Yeah,
because she is a good pot stirrer, but I think she just lost it.
She usually knows like where the limits are to get caught, and
she had her hand in one too many pots.
She just was too many things.
Overall, really, this whole season was simply gaslighting, lying, and twisting things. And Tamara was the spearhead of it all.
Oh yeah.
My favorite scene though probably was in Bali in the van when they were going to to the monkeys or the elephants? It's the one where Vicky's in the back of the van going.
Oh, where she's stretching from the...
But then the best part is like, pull over. So they let her get out. And the next scene is once they're like, all right, everybody back in. And then they just cut and it's just her going, ah! Screaming in the front seat of the car for no reason. Like, she's just screaming. Like, there was no reason for her to scream.
They were driving, maybe.
But it was just absolutely lost her mind. And then her... It was... Right, Bali was when her and Shannon and Tamara went all out for drinks, right? That was Bali?
Yeah.
Also a great scene.
Yeah.
That was like true housewife losing it out of which I talked to you about.
What did they do in Bali? They did the
elephants, monkeys,
the zip tie.
Zip tie, sure.
Is that what?
Zip line.
Zip line.
And they went to visit the temple.
Yeah. And they were all like, Tamara and Vicky were like, honestly, how many sites can you see and be like, oh, that's beautiful. I mean, I get what she's saying, but it's like, you don't fly 18 plus hours to to Bali to sit in a spa.
No, you don't.
I mean, like, you want to see the countryside. And, like, kind of like what Heather and Tamara did. Like, you get on a bike and you go, like, do that. Yeah. Like, when would you ever see rice fields? Like, most people don't know where rice comes from because it's not really something you ever see. So, yeah. Like, I agree with Tamara. I didn't think it came off a tree. I don't know where I thought it came off of. Maybe like
I knew it came from something that looked like it kind of sat in a water, but I didn't know what it came from.
I didn't really. I know that now, of course, but I thought it came like more like how you'd see wheat, like in like something like that. Like you would get it from in there. I don't know.
I mean, kind of not. Like it was still like in rows of crops and things. Yeah, but I feel like if you are going to go, especially out of the country, anywhere where you're leaving the country, at least the continent, I'll say, where you're getting off the continent because it's easier to travel within one continent, in my opinion. I've never traveled. I've only took a plane once in my life. But in my twisted head, that's what I think. I feel like if you're going out of the country, you should be on the walking tours. You should have an audio, not like an audiobook. What are those things? But like when you go to museums and you wear
the guided audio guided tours.
Yeah, like I feel like you should be taking in the culture and learning and, because that's always so funny. I love when people go like out and they're like trying like the food that they have and they serve in Bali. That's like the cultural food and they're like, ew, it's like, this is what they're eating. Like you gotta at least try what they eat there. Like obviously for us, like they were having prawns. I think it was prawns. Well, they were like confused by what they meant by moose prawns, which Jesus, really, ladies, come on. No, but like obviously that's not stuff that we could try, but like like it's like if you eat anything, you might as well try it. That's my opinion, which we finally got.
Yep.
Been waiting because it's so good that scene. It's everything. It's not just that's my opinion because it's Vicky going, how do you know what's good for me? That's my opinion. And then they cut to Shannon just standing there like she got her wide judgy eyes. Blinking.
She does have judgy eyes. It's sad.
Okay.
Do you have anything else?
No, that's pretty much it.
I don't really either. I mean, I think that was like the most important things.
Yeah, I feel like this. I was saying season 7 and 8 last time were like getting into the housewife era, and I feel like 9 and 10 are like true housewife. Probably like peak seasons for OC.
All right.
That's my opinion.
Okay, I'm not going to stop you from your opinion.
Thank you.
See? Sissy said yes.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us for season 9.
We'll be back for 10. Gets only crazier.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the best one.
Yeah, I think that actually probably is the biggest important season of them all. So make sure you join us for that. That will also be up this weekend. And we post every Monday our weekly podcast. And we gave this last Friday. We were planning to do an episode, but we decided to give ourselves off. Because we've been doing Andor for like 12 weeks almost, it feels like. And we did Guardians of the Galaxy special. But next week we are going to do a special holiday-themed episode that Friday. So make sure you join us. And obviously next weekend we'll do 11 and 12. So make sure you're here.
Well, we have 10 next.
I'm saying next weekend.
Oh, next weekend. Okay,
next weekend. Make sure you're here for that. I think that's all. Hopefully,
check out our new podcast. Oh, yeah. We talk about it
all. The first episode is officially up. We post every Wednesdays there. So you guys can give us a rating. Hopefully, in the spirit of the holiday, you will give us a 5. And also make sure you subscribe.
She said no.
She said no. Wow. I've never even heard her speak that much. So make sure you subscribe and follow and turn on the notifications, because what if we post a secret surprise bonus episode you don't know? And if you're on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. Don't give us a thumbs down, and instead leave a comment telling us how we can improve. I guess I'll take that in, Sissy. And I think that's all. So thank you so much for listening.
She doesn't like it when I close my eyes, because I guess she thinks I'm not listening to her.
You're not.
No,
she's teleporting, Sissy. She's teleporting.
I was, but I was pretending.
She's laying out the clothes.
I was pretending, and she's like, hit the button.
Okay. Sure. Thank you so much for listening and watching.
Come back again after you hit the button.